Hey guys, Mercury retrograde was showing its ass tonight. Okay, for y'all that don't know what Mercury retrograde is, basically is when the planets go out of whack and people start acting a mother effing fool. Okay, so I was at the truck stop about to pull in to pump my fuel and then head to my drop off. So it was a tight truck stop, and I usually, if it's tight, I'll try to go to the pump that's away from all the traffic coming in. That way I give the other trucks space to come in off the street. So I was lined up with the second pump. It was only like 4 pumps. So the guy next to me, I guess he was aiming for the fourth or third pump, and he just rams into the back of my trailer with his truck. So I hear metal crashing, and then I move, the truck bumped and it pushed me forward a little bit, and I was like, oh gosh. So he hit the back of my trailer. So I get out the truck, I have my flashlight on, and I wasn't tripping. I was just thinking about the time it's going to take to do all the paperwork or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't mad because, it's not like I own the truck and I got to pay for it. Not pay for it, but you know what I mean. So he comes out, Indian guy. Sounds like he was from Bangladesh. Older man. He had a white beard. It was kind of long. And he had on one of those, is it a dashiki? No, not dashiki. A turban. He had on one of those high turbans. So he comes out. Hold on. Hold on a second.
You have 2 hours.
Shut. I was trying this stupid thing. Hold on a second. I got to log out. I forgot to log out. See, this always happens. So he comes out the truck, right? And I'm thinking he's going to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. He's going to say, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So I'm like, why is he saying it's okay? I could tell he don't speak English. So I was like, here we go. So his truck is literally like this much space on top of the trailer. So I told him, being that I couldn't move forward, I was like, hey, can you move back so I could assess the damage? He trying to act like he don't understand what I'm saying. So I had to use hand gestures, like go back in truck, move truck back, move, So he gets in the truck and he starts backing up closer to the trailer. I was like, whoa, 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 what you doing? So he stops. So I was like, you know what? Let me just move forward. I got a little bit of space. Let me just move forward before this man tear up the whole trailer. And this was a fully loaded trailer with a seal on it. So I moved my truck up to go assess what was going on with the trailer. It wasn't significant damage, but where he hit it at, for the truck drivers out there, shout out to my truck drivers, he hit the part where the ABS light is and the hinge is on the door. So he damaged the hinge, and then right under the hinge, that rubber part, the edge of the trailer door, it must have pushed in a little bit because it was like a gaping hole there. So the metal bent inwards. So what that means is it's going to have problems when you open up the trailer door, more than likely. And the ABS light area was messed up. I don't know how bad, but that light was on the whole way after I left that truck stop, which means there's probably some damage to the ABS light system. Whatever wiring, they're going to have to fix that too. So he comes out the truck. So I finally get to see. I go back there. I have my flashlight and I'm looking at it. He gonna come behind me. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So he starts touching the area, trying to pretend this is the trailer. He's just going like this. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's like no big deal. No big deal. He's like, you want cash? You want cash? I was like, no, we're not doing that, sir. I have to call my company. I said, I don't own this truck. I have to call my company. Before I could even talk, he's over talking me. He's getting aggressive. No, it's okay. My truck messed up. So I go over to his truck. Mind you, I'm filming. I got this thing on record. So I'm showing, so I can show my company along with the pictures. So the first thing I did was record. So I'm recording the damage to my truck. And in my video, you could see his hand coming towards me. Sister, listen to me. It reminded me of that movie Scream with the Marlon Wayans, and there was a handicapped guy, not handicapped. I don't want to make fun of handicapped people, but he had a missing finger, but his fingers were like really tiny, and he had fell out the window. And he grabbed with his two little fingers, and he grabbed the window, and he was trying to tell the girl, "Help! Help! Take my hand! Take my hand!" And she looked at the hand like, "Ew!" So he was coming towards me with his little cruddy fingers. "Let me tell you something. Listen to me." I was like, "If you don't get your little cruddy fingers off of me, I'm telling you, I'm not." Look, I ain't no racist, okay? Because I'm a foreigner too. But some of these people, they don't wash their hands. And some of them, they have diseases, like these strains, these bacterial, their body can take it. You know what I'm saying? These little viruses, whatever they eat the food with the dirty fingers, and their stomach can take those bugs. But I'm over here in my truck, clean, don't mess with nobody, don't be touching on people. And he want to come over there, sister, listen to me. I was like, "Sir, stop touching me." So then I go over to his truck. All the steel under the middle of his truck is all broke up real bad. So that tells me, even though my truck don't show a lot of significant damage, it could be a lot of internal parts, little stuff that they're going to have to fix. That's not no cheap stuff. So you're going to talk about, "I give you $50, okay? I leave." I said, "You better not leave, and I'm not taking no $50. Like, at the end of the day, why are you going to insult me? You think because I'm a female?" I ain't tell him that. That's what's going through my mind. Like, you think because I'm a female, you're just going to shut me up and tell me to go back in the truck? All of a sudden, I'm your sister. But the minute you want to turn on me, you don't know nothing about no skin color. So I was like, don't even try that bullshit. I said, this ain't about no sister. I said, this is the law. You got to wait and go get your CDL. Let me take a picture of your CDL. He said, "Huh? What? No. Listen here." I was like, are we in the Twilight Zone right now? This is definitely Mercury retrograde. That's when all the bullshit happens. So I said, "Sir, I'm not going to argue with you," because I wasn't going to call the police at first. And then I called my company because I was frantic, because I'm like, okay, I took the pictures. What else? You're thinking about the steps you need to do. I was like, what if this guy decides to just drive off? So I took pictures of his DOT, what do you call that? Is it DOT number? Yeah, the one on the door. I took a picture of that. So I said, "Go get your CDL so I can take a picture of it." He's acting like he don't understand what I'm saying. I said, "Please go get your ID card." He goes in the truck. I'm thinking he's going to get the ID card. I'm on the phone with my company. They asking me, the usual questions. Anybody hurt? He come out. I'm not paying attention at first. He got all these tools in his hand. Pliers, screwdrivers, a damn long ass wrench. And he get to working on the back of that trailer, touching my stuff. He pulling off metal off the back of my trailer. I see metal pieces are falling on the floor. And I was like, "Whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing?" And he said, No, you wait. I fix. I said, "Don't touch my trailer." I was about to go hood on this dude. Like, I was ready to fuck him up. And I'm telling my company, I said, "You hear this shit?" They don't really hear me curse. But today, I almost lost it. So I said, "Stop." He got the pliers pulling off I'm like, do they do this in their country? Like, do you just go ham on somebody else's stuff after you done damaged it? What type of shit is this? So he starts pulling off the thing. So I said, "Stop touching that." So my company is like, "He sound crazy. You need to call the police." So they was like, "Call us back." And they was like, "Please, just stay away from him. If you know what I mean?" I don't know. I wasn't scared. I was baffled. I don't know what I was feeling at that moment. I was just baffled. Like, what is happening right now? I've never seen somebody hit somebody and then try to tell them to shut up and then try to go to fix the damn thing and don't know what the hell they doing. Like, this was the most craziest accident I've ever had. So then I'm on the phone with the police. He coming up to me and gonna try to take the phone out of my hand. Like, no, let me say, no. And he's not speaking good English, so I don't know what he's really trying to translate to me. But at the end of the day, he's basically trying to tell me to stop calling the police. So I was like, "Get the fuck off of me." Because he tried to grab the phone out of my hand. So I'm on the phone with the police, and I was like, "Listen, I really didn't want to call you guys because it happened on the truck stop property. But this man is refusing to give me his license. He just banged up my trailer, okay?" So she was like, "Are you in a semi-truck?" I said, "Yeah, I'm in a semi-truck." So I had to calm down, answer her questions. And she was like, somebody be right there. Somebody will be out in a few minutes. So while that's happening, he's blocking traffic because he's still on the tail end of the truck stop. So trucks are coming in, beeping the horn. They getting pissed off. So I said to him, I'm going to move up because I wanted to like really move out the way. I said, don't leave, just move up. So he goes, I go get fuel. I said, no, do not get fuel, because I didn't want him to go in the fuel out and then the cops got to go try to squeeze in there to go talk to him. I said, just come over here. Just pull up. Just pull up. You're blocking traffic. So he keeps coming up to me trying to like get close to touch and talk. I'm like, stop touching me. I said, could you please back up? I said, all I need you to do, I said, I need you to listen. Please go get your ID card. That went on for like minutes. He just tried to keep acting like he don't know what I'm saying. He wants to go back to the truck. He keeps looking at it like if it's going to miraculously fix itself. Ciao. So he finally goes in the truck. He comes out with the CDL license. I didn't even really look at it. It just looked like his face because it was a different, I don't know all the different cities. So it looked a little, maybe he had the real ID. I don't know. It just looked weird. It didn't look, I don't know. So I took a picture of it. And I called my company back and I said, hey, what do I need to do while I'm waiting for the police? They was like, did he give you his information? I said, well, so far I got the CDL license, because he was saying he didn't want to give it to me at first. They was like, can you try to get the insurance information from him? I said, okay, let me go back. So I said, I need the insurance. He act like he don't know. What? I said, insurance? And he's like, oh, no. I give you 50. I said, no cash. He said, 600. All of a sudden he speaks good English. 600. I said, no cash. He said, who on the phone? Let me speak. Say he wants me he wants to speak to my dispatcher. So I was like, I'm still talking to them. So I'm trying to hear him and the dispatcher. And I was like, okay. And he said, let me speak. So finally, I walked back to my truck because they wanted to know exactly where the damage was. So I had to explain to them. So I'm walking back to my truck, because I was by his truck at first. I walked back to my truck. He following me. Let me speak. So I said, okay, calm down. So I put the thing on speaker. I said, go ahead and speak. And he goes, gimme. He starts to like snatch the phone. I said, don't touch my phone. You could talk. It's on speaker. I don't mean to yell at y'all. I'm just still trying to woosah. This just happened about 35 minutes ago. So, So then the dispatcher's telling him, listen, we can't take your money. We need to go and speak to your insurance, and the insurance will contact our insurance. This is how we're going to do it. You're going to stay there and you're going to wait for the police. He starts over talking. What? But why? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. All of a sudden he speaks English. It's okay. It's small. He kept saying, it's small. I said, they can't see your hands. He's doing, it's small. I'm like, they can't see your hand doing that gesture. Shut the fuck up and just follow instructions. It's like, why can't you just surrender at this point? You are knee deep in the shit. Just let it go. Nobody taking your little 50 stinking dollars and then you go leave the property and say somebody did it to you. He'll be like, this company, they crashed my trailer. They switch up the story real fast and act like, oh, I ain't never said you was my sister. You lie. I'm not finna do that. You're not finna throw me under the bus. So he talking about, oh, I'm making a big deal. So another Indian guy come out, his truck. He look a little younger. He look a little more modern, like he hip. You know what I'm saying? That other guy, he looked like he's straight from the country. So the other guy is talking to him. He go back over to my truck. I'm still on the phone with my company. I turn around. This motherfucker got the tools again. Chipping away like a little carpenter. Chipping away at the metal. I think what he was trying to do, he thought that he could just peel the metal off and smooth it out to make it look like it was never hit. But what he failed to realize is that the metal on the inner part of the wedge of the, I forgot what you call the rivets. Not the rivets. The thing that holds the trailer door together on the lower part near the tail light. And the thing about it, I'm going to go take some more pictures because he could have actually hit the bottom of the tail light too. I wasn't paying attention. I'm going to go back out there and I'm going to take some full pictures because the trailers are tall. They're 13.6. So I'm only looking at my height. You feel me? I didn't even really assess all the other stuff. But Anyways, it all happened fast. So my adrenaline is pumping. He's pissing me off. He's really irritating me. So I really wasn't thinking fully. But he come back with the damn tools, acting like he about to fix the trailer. So that's when I really lost it. I was like, everybody in the truck stop stopped and looked to see what was going on. Because I was like, stop! This man would not stop. So I had to literally go between him and the trailer. Maybe that was a little dangerous. Maybe he could have, what if he would have, I was like, at that point I thought about, what if he hits me? That did cross my mind. I was like, what if he takes that tool and be like, bitch, you're not going to call the police. Bong. So I was like, I was thinking like, the only thing I got in my hand is this cell phone. That cell phone could do some damage. But if he already on 10, maybe I need to get on 10 so I could see where he going with this. So when I jumped, I had to jump in between him and the trailer to protect the trailer kind of thing, because he was just going ham on this trailer. I was like, this man is insane. So I got between the trailer. I said, stop. You're not going to touch this trailer again. I said, go back in your truck. So he looking at me like, how can I get around her? I'm like, this is crazy. So finally, I forgot what happened after that. I think he left back. I said, could you please go get your insurance? I said, I didn't want to call the police on you. He go, why you do? He tried to be nice. Why you do? Why you do? Like, why you do that? Why you do? Why you do? I said, I wasn't going to call the police on your dumbass. You the one made it worse. You over here chipping at my damn trailer. I don't know if he understood what I was saying, but it felt good to tell him to fuck off in my language. Okay. So he goes back to the truck. I said, please. I said, you're ruining my night. Bad enough you hit my trailer. You really pissing me off. I'm trying to be calm, but you're pissing me off. I said, please go back to your truck and get your insurance. Get the insurance. Police coming. They're going to make you give me the insurance anyway. Just go do it. He goes, come with me. Come with me. I said, no, I'm not going anywhere with you. He wanted me to come by the truck. I don't know. You ain't going to snatch me in there and drive off. I'm not. At this point, I'm starting to think a little bit like, okay, I need to be safe. So I stayed by the trailer while he went back into the truck. He stayed there. I don't know what he was doing. The cops came. They were nice. It was actually a pretty black lady. And I don't know. I was like, she looked like she could have been a detective, because she had on like somewhat like it looked like a suit, but she had on a coat over it. So I couldn't tell. But she looked like a detective, but I don't know. It felt like they were together. The dude was white, but he looked like down to earth. Like he wasn't one of those stush, mean looking cops. He looked like he was just chill. And they both came out, looked like they were a couple or something. I was feeling kind of like, I don't know, should I be talking to you or her? So I just said, listen, I ain't really want to call y'all, but this man is making it so difficult. He crashed into the back of this thing here, and I was just asking him for the paperwork, and he refused to give it to me. So they was like, all right, I went and got mines. They didn't ask me for mines, but I just went and got it just in case. I said, I'm going to just go get my paperwork or whatever. So I'm in the truck trying to woosah, and he's in the truck. So they finally went over to him. All of a sudden, he's being cooperative. Yes, sir. Yes, officer. Yes. Paperwork? Yes. All of a sudden, he know. So he comes out with the big book. He don't know how to read insurance information. He's going through every page trying to figure out which one is the insurance. So me and the cop pointed out that one right there. That one. The one that says insurance. Now I'm starting to see why they be getting mad about these people that don't speak English. That was really frustrating unnecessarily. So I called my peoples. I said, listen, I just got some fuel. So I went and got my fuel. I called my peoples and I said, I'm fueling. He been left, because when they let him go, I had to go back in my truck, and then I had to wait for a pump, because where I was lined up, I end up taking myself out of the line, trying to move out the way for everybody else while we handle our situation, because I think, you know what I'm saying? So he was set up right still in front of the pump. So he went right into the pump. So he over there pumping his fuel. You know what I'm saying? This is a really crowded truck stop. So I know he didn't go inside to do nothing. So I was like, why is he still here? I felt like he was waiting for me. So I called my peoples. I said, look, something just happened over here. It's a lot of cuckoo shit, right? And I just pulled into the fuel pump after I waited for another truck. So that takes a long time. I waited for a truck. Then I pulled in. He's still there. So I was like, I don't know if this dude is waiting for me. I always keep my locator on for my peoples, so they don't always know where I'm at around the world, right? So I said, check on me within like 30 minutes. Make sure I'm good or whatever. So everybody was on cue. I sent them all his information. I said, this is his information, just in case. So I finally pull out. When I get to like the end of the next road, I see his truck start to pull out. I was like, why? You know what I'm saying? So I'm driving, get on the highway. I went on 2 different highways. I finally start to see somebody pull up kind of close to me, and it was his truck. And I was like, that's mighty odd. He's still in the vicinity. So I think he was following me a little bit. But then I slowed down dramatically. I was probably doing about 62, and I went all the way down to 45, where I was like, I'm not going to go nowhere unless I see you disappear, nigga. Excuse me. So finally, he kind of like left, and then I was driving some more, and then I finally had to go split off into a different highway to get where I got to go. So needless to say, I finally made it to where I'm at in a safe area because there's mad security and stuff like that. So I feel safe. But overall, I just wanted to share that story with y'all. Truck drivers out here, we got it hard. We just never know. And then today, earlier, I seen 3 tanker trailers, tanker trucks. I don't know what happened because one of them was completely crushed. And then maybe about a quarter of a mile, 2 more was in a ditch. So I'm like, how did that one get all the way down there? Was it 2 separate accidents? I was just like, this is the weirdest shit. These accidents that be happening, it just don't make sense. I don't want to say it's the foreigners, but the level of buffoonery that be out here on these highways. It's like, did they smoke crack before they got behind the wheel? What is going on? I don't know. A lot of them be drinking. They be stressed out and they just drink. And child. Anyways, I seen enough for the day. I'm beat down. I'm tired. But I just wanted to tell y'all what happened. This Mercury retrograde be having some old spooky ass stuff be happening. This is the time where they say the electricity go out of whack. People be acting crazy because they say that's when the planets go backwards around the orbit. I don't know, child. Some scientific stuff. But today felt every bit of Mercury retrograde, okay? It's supposed to be from the end of this month into the end of November. So just be on the lookout. And there's another thing with Mercury retrograde. That's when all your exes want to come back into the scenery and try to get back with you, because it's a time where people go and they self-reflect and they think about the past. If you left them behind, leave them there. Okay? Anyways, love you guys. Talk to y'all tomorrow, inshallah. Bye.